So, 3 minutes-ish?
Yeah, that was about 3 minutes. I didn't count.
So, well, I think I have a stopwatch and you're off, of course. Wrong as usual, just like in the game. And hopefully we're going to be going into that one now. I think all this stuff has been sorted behind the scenes. No one's ill anymore or sick in terms of their gameplay.
No one's playing sick, I think you mean.
Yeah.
Well,
Yet. Because we haven't started the game. But hopefully Mighty Max, just for your sake. And we are going to be going into that trusty pistol. So, underway. Purchase is already in. Mighty Max has got himself the kit and the smoke, of course, something we've already mentioned that should be brought in. No Molotov, though, so it's not... Oh, actually, no, there is. Slap has got himself a molly. Yeah. So maybe we are going to see that bounce off the door. I'm hoping it goes into connector on that B site, but there's a lot in terms of utility for the T side in this round.
Yeah, huge amounts to play with it. And this just shouts B strike. We're going to go quick B. And if they do, they're only going to have Pickles to play up against. Mr. Pickles, one man versus the world, just sticking around, popping those windows, giving a little bit to Endpoint to play with, but not a huge amount of information. Two players going over towards that B bomb site, two down in Pop Dog, just playing now, seeing what they can bait out. Is Pickles going to get anything done? No one coming into him just yet. He's got a huge amount of information for his team, which means the rest of them can just stick back over towards A, and if that push does come in, they can counter it. Here it comes. The smoke goes in, allowing Kolar and Quick to try and get themselves out. Jesp not going to be smoked out, going to move back into position, holding, ready for the push, and here it comes. One shot going to go through, nothing connecting so far. The push is going onto the bomb side. Jesp tapping away madly, no kills coming in. Finally, Quicks will get one. It's going to be traded up by Jesp, but Arch will get one back in. Now trying to do some more work. The Molotov is obscuring his vision as the bomb goes down. Number 3 versus 3 situation. Cryptis will find one, doubles up onto Slap. That's 2 kills now. 2 players remain. And Endpoint trying to get themselves back in.
Arch just going to be waiting. Calais as well. Need to try and find one of these players at least to even up this scenario once again. But now it's only going to be Arch left, and he's removed as well. Mr. Pickles does the work, and although there is a kit in play, they're not going to need it anyway. Comfortable retake in the end, but a bomb will go down.
Yeah, so already a great start coming in from the UK team. That's Endpoint stepping ahead. And 2 armors saved. 2 kills from Pickles. Lovely work coming in there on the retake. Cryptix also going to get himself a nice little 2K just to start this one off in a good vein. So looking good. Prophecy, someone taken aback. They did get the bomb plant, so they're going to be probably going for the save on this. Yeah, all got 2K across the board, a little bit more, just so they can get those AKs into the next round. Endpoint should know this. They are buying up 1 rifle, 3 UMPs. Try and build a little bit of money. You've got Imi on that scout already. Just try and get a bit of long range, bit of utility. See what they can do with that, and it should work out quite nicely in their favor.
Yeah, of course, in this round, nothing invested as well. Only P250s. The aim really should just be to do a little bit of damage, force some rebuys, make it so that in the next round when you have all those rifles, you're just going to be in the perfect position to reset the economy of Endpoint. And normally in these sort of rounds, you do see a little bit more heavy presence over towards the B site because it is quite easy to get a bomb down. So quite surprising at the moment, at least to see the T's just very spread out, possibly expecting some aggression from the CT side. But at the moment, the bomb's just down, so I don't know if they've got too much planned. And again, damage is the key.
Yeah, absolutely is. Get some money in the bank. Mighty Mac's going to be opening that first one up. Puts the nade down just to help out. Slap not going to succumb to that one. It's on low HP, but going to be able to survive for now. Use that pistol, and there it is. Imi going to go down. That's the first kill on the board for Prophecy. Looking pretty happy with that one. If they can try and recover the scout, happy days. It has been abandoned. Just moving back over. He has got the HP. Trying to protect that weapon. He's got Mighty Max, of course, in the back lines, but very low on HP. He has to be a little bit careful. Mighty Max now peeking across, just seeing if he can get any damage done. Get that UMP to work. Get a bit of money into his bank account. Maybe that's the play of the day. Mighty Max puts the smoke down just to disallow any more movement from those 2 Prophecy players. As the creep comes in, there is, of course, the bomb moving up danger. Getting pretty close as Jess going to get dinked now on low HP. The other 2 players start pushing through, take him down. Slap on the scout recovered. Slap doubles up, gets himself another kill. Finally, Cryptix responds, take them both down, and it's all on Cali. Finds himself one. Now in a 1 versus 1, it's Pickles having to come in for that rotation. There's 2 kills on both Mighty Max and Cryptix. Slap with a 3K. That's huge. As the bomb goes down, that's even more money going into the bank of Prophecy. They may even be able to win it, but it's not going to happen. Pickles holds his position. He stays confident, takes the kill. But coming down to 1 man on a full eco is abysmal. Endpoint really need to be doing better than that.
Yeah, no, 1,200 invested for the T side, and they get 4,000 back in return, and take down 4 players. That is a really poor round from Endpoint. They'll take it, but that is atrocious. They should be doing a lot better, and now the T's, they're going to have all the money they desire to actually get themselves not only a 4-buy, then probably not going to buy an AWP, but I don't feel like it's necessary in this situation. And the CT side, they're pretty much set now that if they lose this round, they're going to be reset, and Prophecy will be able to start their T side off very strong indeed.
Yeah, this should be Pretty nice opening for Prophecy. As long as they can do the damage now, of course, that's all that matters. Economy doesn't matter if you're not winning rounds. As long as Endpoint can hold off. And of course, it does work somewhat in their favor. They don't keep those UMPs. They do upgrade all their weapons to rifled. And so it's a FAMAS and 4 M4s. No AWP, as you said, not worth the investment. It would have had to be glass cannon on the side of Prophecy, and well, Endpoint just didn't have any money left. And now coming down to opening frags. No one finding anything so far. Tiny little bit of damage being done. About 9 damage overall. That's it. 9 big ones, 9 points of HP. Not enough to start this round off strong for Prophecy, but if they can find themselves on opening pick over towards Ivy, that's where the pressure's on. That's where they're trying to get themselves in, do a bit of damage. They know Mighty Max is playing that position. Mighty Max is a strong player. If he can do some work here with this M4, he will open this round up massively. He's penned in. He's got 3 players right up against him. X-Ray goes off. 1 kill comes in. 2 kill come in. He can't find the 3rd, and Quicks will break through finally. But that's 2 kills going the way of Endpoint. Emmy in a nice position. There comes the 3rd of the round. Arch will be able to trade it out, but already the advantage in the way of the UK players. The flank comes in. Can Quicks find it? It's an awkward spray, but finally he'll find a head left on 4 HP. And it comes down to a 2 versus 2.
Yeah, a lot of damage already done to Quicks, and utility expended mostly other than what he currently holds. Rotation is going to be coming back over towards this A-site, but they have to be careful. Cryptix is in a very strong position. Hasn't spotted out either player as of yet, but he will hear that bomb being planted, and, well, eventually he's going to find the kill onto Quicks as well. This will leave it all onto Arch, stuck on the site, and it will be Endpoint to get themselves a 3rd. They rectify the mistakes they had in the previous round, but another bomb plant is at least going to be some cash for Prophecy to play with.
Yeah, great entry there from Mighty Max. You've got to be honest, Prophecy coming through a smoke like that, it's a little bit dangerous. They expend their utility, and they know they have to play off the back of it. The Molotovs are down, they've penned off Mighty Max. They have to go in for that kill, but they're just not able to get it. That smoke down means there's no trade coming. Finally, Quicks manages to get himself in there and do a little bit of damage, take down Mighty Max, but it's too late. 2 of his teammates have died. The push from Ivy gets completely cut off, and suddenly Endpoint put themselves in a great position. Another kill comes in from Emmy, and fine, it's all splendid. Prophecy now, 0 rounds. They have to do something to get themselves back into this one. It's going to be a quick round over towards a bomb site, but Cryptic's already in position to mow them down. 1 headshot is beautiful. Arch going to go down. Quicks and Kolor, it's all coming in. Finally, Cali, the last man alive, will find himself a 2K. Onto the only fraggers so far, make it 3. Actually looking pretty strong now. He's only in a 1 versus 2. If he could do this, it would be incredible. No utility left. He's been spotted out. Mighty Max goes down, and finally, Cali now in a 1 versus 1. He'd have to ace to win this. No way does this happen, Tom.
This is absolutely ludicrous. Pickles now rotating around the back lines, sort of on opposite sides of the map at the moment, so really it's just going to come down to pretty much ultimate mind games. Whoever's going to get that pick first, if Kala can get the bomb down after plant positions, are going to give him that bonus. And we've already seen him get 4 kills versus his opponents while alone as well. So this would just be a ridiculous clutch. He's going to go pushing back in. And look at the read from Pickles. It's nigh on perfect.
Yeah, Pickles been so dependable in these situations so far. But now Cali, does he check his angles correctly? Pickles gets spotted, and it's the ace coming in from Cali. A massive play to put a round on the board, and finally something goes their way. Pickles, you can tell he's a bit disappointed, but as long as they come back from this, it's all good in the hood.
Well, yeah, the thing is, at the moment, you have to look at the economy game for Prophecy. That was a forced by investment. I'm going to be honest, it didn't work, really, because it was one man who just dragged them through the round, kicking and screaming. The one benefit, though, is they've been doing so much damage in the previous few that they have managed to reset the economy of Endpoint. They're going to have to go for a pistol buy in this one. Collis managed to get himself the AWP as well, and they've got a few UMPs to make themselves some extra cash, and with players armorless at this point in time, it should be nice and easy for them to clean up these kills. But we've seen an armorless pistol buy already in this game, and it netted 4 kills.
Yeah, it's Kolor under pressure. He's one man versus pistols. He's going to get pressured, and Jesp takes him down. That's a great opening coming in from Imi and Jesp, both of them finding themselves the aggression. It's going to be Pickles holding the front line over towards B. Of course, only a pistol to play with. He has to be a little bit careful. He's going to spot one, but gets taken down. Quicks and Cali both making short work of the 2 players on the B-bomb site. The nade goes in, Cryptix will fall, and Quicks now just trying to clean up. Mighty Max goes down, the AWP is dropped, and Jesp, although he will find himself 1 kill. Can he escape with the AWP? Just about. He's going to hold on to the big green gun and get himself the hell out of there, but he is being chased like a deer in a deer hunting place.
Brilliant. Brilliant analogy. And he's actually going to go down in the end as well, so UMP switched out. AWP picked up as well, alongside a couple of rifles. So although it looked like it could have been an atrocious round at the beginning, like the worst case scenario against armorless players is giving them an AWP. Like you can't really do much worse than that. So lucky to only get away with losing a couple of players. Now the CT side will force themselves. They've definitely gone for utility over the rifles in this situation. We've got, again, a couple of UMPs, something the meta almost suggests in this game at the moment. But as long as they're taking the closer range battles, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, important to remember that the UMP was nerfed recently, so it's not quite as strong as it was at pre-patch, but it is still an effective weapon. You can still use it up close, and especially on train, you have those angles where you can make it work. Mighty Max playing over towards Ivy. He knows exactly how to play that angle. He plays it every day of his life, probably. So he knows exactly what he's doing there. He's got that weapon in hand. As long as you can play close, get in their face, that's what they want to be doing, really. And there is rifles across the board. They have got those to work with, have got those to play with and sit back on. Pickles having a nice game, but it's Cryptics really storming ahead. 8 for 4, currently sitting on a 2 kill-to-death ratio. And of course, we know, Tom, the only thing that matters in Counter-Strike is your kill-to-death ratio at the end of the day.
Yeah, of course. As long as you have a high KD, even if you lose, it doesn't matter. Because you'll just be picked up by someone better, right? Either way. Few nades thrown over towards that A site, almost seeming like a little bit of a bait, because they still have players coming in through Ivy as well, or at least one in the form of Slap. But the rest of the team are rotating over towards B, and just look at the temptation from Cryptics. He's around that connector area. He's actually going to gamble back towards the B site. And at the moment, it's looking like the right decision, but look at Slap. Pushes in, finds that kill, and that is just going to completely ruin this. They're going to split in from behind, but actually, Cryptics will find one, but Pickles completely whiffs the shots. And now it's going to be a 4v3 retake, a difficult position.
Yeah, it's going to be one kill coming in from Cryptics, but traded straight back out by Cali, and now in a 2 versus 3. Imi and Jesp, considering their options, they are going to be going in. If they can get a kill right now, they can still do this, but they have to find a kill almost instantaneously. Nothing's going to be given to them for free. Imi in a good position, should be able to spot out the arm of Cali here. Spots out one, but he's going to whiff it. Jesp finds himself a kill, luckily, but Imi going down leaves this in a very tough one. It's going to be a kill coming in from Jesp. Can he now double up? It's a low player in Cali. 17 HP, he hasn't spotted him. He hears the weapon going off, but he can't quite find the kill. Jumping around, it's Cali to finish it off on 17 HP. Makes it look easy.
That was just a round full of mistakes for Endpoint. Like, multiple players just unable to hit the shots in the necessary positions. Even just one of the players not sort of making the mistakes there, and they could have had that round quite easily. Obviously, at the end, you can't really blame him for that sort of position. 2 players over towards that smoke. But it wasn't perfect from Prophecy either. Like, you see players standing out in the open waiting for smokes to bloom. That's insane. You just shouldn't just be sitting waiting for the CT players to come back in. So, 3-3. Once again, pistols. Cryptics has invested a little bit more, and we've got a Deagle as well, but we got Quicks. Looking to try and make some extra money. Got himself that Mac 10, but his teammates are just cleaning things up. Jasp is going to get one, and actually a team kill as well will help him out a bit more. Still struggles for Prophecy to actually make too much cash. And actually, well, I thought Pickles might get himself a freebie there, but the Mac 10 won the $600.
Yeah, so nice kills coming in there. I've decided this is actually a much bigger screen behind me, so I might just use this one. Yeah, makes my life easier. So the AWP on Colo is doing pretty well so far, just holding down those angles. Of course, the one time he did go for the opening, didn't work out for him, did it? Didn't work out for him. The pistols took advantage. Now we've got Imi onto that AWP. So you're asking me the question, is Imi that star player? No. But if you put him on the angle with the AWP, he'll find the kill, and you don't have to worry about it. You know you can give it to him, say, do this, do that, do that. Happy days. We should succeed. Oh, Cola just about escaping through the fire and the flames. He's going to be able to live. Dragon Force, no AWPs coming in so far. It's going to be Pickles to open up. Cali goes down the tray coming in. They haven't even noticed that Quicks has walked his way all the way out on upper. And suddenly this B-bomb site is so weak, it's undefended. Jess will find himself a kill, but on such low HP, it's going to be easy for Quicks to come in and clean it up. Double kill comes in, and Quicks absolutely decimating what remains of the endpoint defense over towards B. It's going to be Mighty Max finally getting that trade in, making it a 2 versus 2. But the bomb has been planted. Colo finally coming in with that AWP, takes down Imi. It's all on Mighty Max. The man himself, he's a strong player, but this is a very, very tough position. He's got that smoke to play with. He can go in for this one, but he has to find a kill first. He can't allow Arch to survive down on lower. But he doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. He makes the correct decision. He takes that AWP, runs away, and this time he's not a deer in a deer hunting place. He's a deer in the wild, and he's run away. They didn't even know he was there. They didn't smell him, so he is a free deer. He can go and jump and do other things that deer do.
Oh dear. Yeah, no, the T side in that situation, again, it was just a quick push, and It was a bit odd because you see just Callie walking straight out ramp, and I was thinking, what on earth is he doing? But at the same time, they hadn't noticed anybody pushing out upper. This from Quicks as well is, especially considering the weapon, he has the perfect way to play the round. He takes the fight to the CT side. He doesn't allow them to get into those retake scenarios where they can use their utility, and he makes things very, very difficult in terms of any retake because they only know where one of the remaining players is because they've had no presence on the site whatsoever. In this round, well, Cryptic's actually going to be the one picking up the AWP, going for a bit more of an audacious AWP play, goes for the aggressive push, and actually the Molotov hasn't reached. He can go for the peak.
Yeah, I think he may have been shrouded by the flames there, and they have no idea he's there. Cryptix finds a kill, but in the meantime, it's Quicks and Arch both finding themselves one apiece. Emmy trying to do what he can with the Deagle in hand. He's rattling off a few shots, but nothing coming in. He looks up, Slap will slap him down, taking his head clean off. Now this gets difficult. Pickle's doing everything he can. It's going to be Cryptix to find a kill, but this is Prophecy through and through. They have every advantage in this situation. And although he's fleeing, Cryptix won't get far. The AWP goes down, and it's a great round for Prophecy. Keeping it clean, only 2 players going down, keeping that economy strong. And that should be working out quite nicely.
Yeah, they've now started to build up quite a bank, in fact, and you have to take into consideration they're still on that T side, so everything's going to be sort of cheaper in terms of the buy anyway. You don't have the sort of necessity always to have all the utility, and in terms of like kits, it's not really much of a problem. Now the AWP is going to be back in play once again for the CT side. Back on Immy, not going to be thrown over again to Cryptix, but I do think that was just for, like you said, the more aggressive plays.
Yeah, exactly. The more extravagant, as Jackie would say, more organic. Doesn't make sense, of course, but give it a try. 3-6 now in favour of Prophecy, and it looks like your prophecy may well be coming true.
Or we're both wrong and it goes 1-1.
Or we're both wrong and it's a draw on both games. Is that possible? Who knows? Probably just go to overtime. Probably make life easier, wouldn't it?
But then SEO would be right, and that would be a horrible, horrible thing for everyone.
We really couldn't have that. It's going to have to be endpoint winning, I'm afraid. So nice opening kill coming in there from Immy. Just holding down that angle. Like I say, nothing extravagant. Just making sure the one angle he's covering it properly. It is looking like an A hit to come through. But so far, with no opening picks, it's very difficult to get onto that A bomb site. Everything's covered. Nothing's being worried about. Mighty Max has support over towards Ivy. And even with one player falling off, you've only got now Slap over towards Ivy. That AWP moving back around to try and help out Callie. But it's not going to be easy. You've got Emmy watching the angle, or not. He's turned around to try and help his teammate, but the push is coming in now. And A is looking under threat. Emmy, at some point, you're going to need to turn around and realize two people are charging down danger with your name on their gun and their bullets. One kill comes in. There we go. Emmy comes in, finding one. Where's Mighty Max? It's all coming down to Emmy, and he's making it happen. Quicks finally shuts down Cryptix. And now all on him. One versus the world. He's going to have to make a lot happen, and he's got a player right behind him. Mighty Max shutting him down. This is an absolute shooting gallery, as Jesp will close it. What a round from me.
Yeah, I don't think Kohler has won that opening pick at all.
No.
I think he's lost it every single time.
2 frags?
Yeah, it's not having a decent game, especially considering the investment it takes behind him as well with that AWP. But yeah, Stylen, a real reliability on his teammates as well. He's in such an open position, especially when pushing down from Olov as well. So, yeah, his teammates did great work, especially to give him the information to just have those rotations back. But still, it's not going to be a problem for the T's to get a buy in this round. So they're going to come back. They're going to try and break the economy. And especially if it's an AWP that you have to deal with, a lot of the time you can just go for these faster pushes either way.
Yeah, a bit of a pause coming in. Maybe they're talking some tactics. So we actually have an interesting fact for you. We've got Coach Jake for the Endpoint boys. There he is, Coach Jake. He's going to be giving some excellent input. Everyone's got their headsets off, so no tactical talk. We've only got to talk hypotheticals. So hypothetically, what's Jake saying to his team? Don't look at his shirt. I know it says Mighty Max, but it really means Jake. What's he saying?
Well, in that situation, at least in that round, I would say that we can't have seen really too much. I like the fact that after finding the initial pick, they then straight away gamble a second player over towards the B side.
Yeah.
That's just smart sort of fundamentals. Like, okay, you've got the pick. You can sort of have the 3v4 if they do push onto the A site. But a lot of the time, if you lose that opening duel, you are going to go and try and, in the back of your head, go, okay, maybe we shouldn't hit that AWP. Let's go in a different direction. So they do take a little bit more of a gamble. It doesn't look like it's hit them too hard in that situation, though, as they're smiling and laughing away.
I believe that's Slap. Is that Slap? I think that's Slap. I'm going with it. I'm voting Slap. I'm going to slap the Slap name on him. So there we go. Slap in the middle, probably. Having a nice time, taking it easy. They've all got their headsets on, so we can talk all of their tactics Or not, maybe not. Maybe we can talk about endpoint tactics. Have we seen any tactics? Except for the simple, let's attack here. Let's attack here. We haven't seen anything really special.
We haven't seen them take too much control. I think the furthest aggression we've actually seen is the sort of aggressive ult pick we saw from Cryptix, but that was in a round where he had the only weapon that they had, so I don't think that was anything particularly crazy. And then we saw a little bit of control over towards Ivy from Mighty Max, but his position was incredibly risky. Like that's one where if there's no smoke there, he should be one and dead, even with the smoke. Like, that was not a round I was a fan of at all from Prophecy. Like that was silly. Just
charging through a smoke, of course. But I think the point was they've invested the utility. They've already put that down. They want to get in and try and capitalize off the back of that. But it's not worth it. A life is worth more than a nade. You've got to get in there, keep those guns running. In what is it, 20 seconds? That smoke's gone. Then get in there, then do some damage. But as it stands, Mighty Max was able to cut them down, and this could be the beginning the comeback. Of course, this is Train. It is somewhat a CT-sided map. Whether that's tilting or not, we have to still say it's about a 9-6 map. So really, Endpoint, to be happy with this half, I would say taking 9 rounds, they could be pretty confident.
So they have to win it out then, that's what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. They need to now step up their game, stop making silly mistakes, start making unsilly mistakes. No, just stop making mistakes, actually.
Well, the other thing to look at as well is the pressure's sort of off now for the T side. They've got their 6 rounds. Obviously, from here on out, I wouldn't be happy if I was 6-4 up and then ended up losing the half 9-6. You have to look at it and go, okay, you have to have made mistakes there if that's the case. But we've only seen them lose, what, the last round. And they've been pretty good to bounce back. They've had a lot of closer ones. Of course, you look at the last few, the ace coming in as well from Calais. That was a big turning point. That was clearly a confidence booster, at least for him. I think he's definitely going to be one to watch in this situation because he has sort of... I want to say everybody else has sort of been like picked up, just not really in a particularly good team. He went from Epsilon to this team, so he definitely has the sort of experience individually. As said, I was confused when he got moved over to an AWP when that wasn't a role that he made. It might have been something he suggested, just like, okay, we don't have an AWP, I'll give it a go. And ended up with his removal from the team, so it may not have been the right decision. But it's still one of those cases where you're looking at it and going, okay, this guy was talented. There's no doubt about it. Like Epsilon,
put him in the right place.
Epsilon don't go, okay, hey, let's just try it. Well, I suppose they have just tried out players they don't know too much about, like unproven at least as of yet with the current team they have. But he definitely had his games, and I think if he moves into a team that's a lot newer, a lot of younger sort of players, like you got the 17-year-old of Kohler in here, he's definitely going to have a more commanding role in it. And so far, at least. We haven't seen too much, but an ace within the first 10 rounds you play a tournament, it's not really the worst case scenario for you, is it?
And especially on a round like that, it was their first round, it was 3-0. If it had been Team Endpoint to take it, they would have then stormed ahead. Exactly, and this is what I was saying at the beginning. Prophecy have to come out fast, they have to get those rounds, and they have to start fragging straight away, because as soon as you let Endpoint get away with it, all that confidence goes to their heads. You've got players in there that are very confident once they get going. You've got players in there that once they start rolling, they're not going to stop rolling. They are a bit of a steamroller in that respect. And I think Prophecy have done really well now to stop that, to slow that down. We're taking a pause here. I'm not sure if this is tactical or technical, but we will, I'm sure, soon find out.
I don't think you have this long of a tactical
I think
pause.
you do, actually.
How long
far as I'm aware. I believe it's 15 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. But don't quote me on that one because I'm not sure. As far as I'm aware, though, this is probably technical just because of how long it's taking and the fact that headsets are coming off. But I'll tell you what, Tom.
Are we going to other Tom?
We're going to other Tom. We're going to go give you to other Tom. Tom over there.
Can you navigate?
Tom's going to tell us more about the details, aren't you, Tom?
There's not 2 Toms on this very stage. There's D.
There's 3. Oh.
Well, I suppose there technically is. What I love more than anything is watching Sonny stand up at one point, which was absolutely outrageous. He's sitting back down now, but it looked actually incredible. Gentlemen, let's talk about what we've just seen there on the map train. Prophecy and Endpoint into a 3-0 sort of lead, and out of nowhere, Prophecy sort of took over. You know, we thought individual talent might, cause a problem because they wouldn't have that teamwork, but it seems to be working the other way.
Yeah, it's as if I never left Endpoint, honestly. It's a bit of a mess. It was another situation where they didn't really... Well, it was 1v1s over and over again. Normally in a 2v1, you try and pair up and then take it from there. And Kelly just takes over, just gets a 1v5, which morally, you're just going to be thinking, how have we let that happen? They had an anti-eco, which was shaky as well. Like, they lost, I think it was 4 players again. Yeah. To just Glocks.
How are you pronouncing his name? How are you
I'm not sure, it's a mixture. People have been going different every time.
I'd assume it's Calais.
Yeah,
I think he's a Swedish one.
Norwegian.
Norwegian one, yeah. Obviously, they have similar names up there in the Nordic areas, and I used to play Counter-Strike with someone called Kalle who was Swedish. So I assume that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
is the round,
I feel sorry for Cryptics, to be honest. Phenomenal play from him, getting 3 kills, stopping the terrorists who decided, Prophecy in that case, to change it around and go for that quicker push towards the outer bomb site, and then the rest of his teammates let him down. You've got to feel sorry for him, but credit where it's due to Kalle. And as soon as he got that, them 5 kills, obviously, because Team Endpoint, the CTs, won the pistol, were 3-0 up at that point, it completely broke their economy and gave Prophecy the gateway back into the game that they really needed.
But it shouldn't have happened though. His health was low. I mean, it was the world was against him almost in that map train. But pulling that out, that really gave them Prophecy the momentum to start going, okay, yeah, I think we've got this. Even Pickles and Mighty Max unable to sort of take control back of this. So what could potentially happen? Obviously, we've got a headset problem at the moment. That's why we've got a delay in play. But what can Method do to get back into? Endpoint do to get back into this game?
They need to mentally reset. Like, this pause can, well, it's not a tactical, obviously, but it can work tactically for them. They can reset, think about the game, understand that round just happened, that happened, it's done, forget about it, and just kind of move on as much as they can. Coming before the pause, they actually did just win a round, and it was mainly because of Imi's AWP, which is something we didn't mention in the pre-game. Imi's actually AWPing as well as IGLing. Okay. And in previous games online, he's actually been doing quite well. I think it was 60 kills across 2 maps in one situation, which is, incredible stats, really.
You just mentioned that SEO, and obviously I'm getting really into CSGO. What is the difficulty of AWPing and being the IGL at the same time? Why is that a difficult thing?
Well, I mean, Counter-Strike in general is a very difficult game, but when you become the in-game leader, you suddenly add so many more elements that you have to focus on as an individual, and then when you're an AWPer, obviously it's a very specialised role as opposed to your bog standard rifler. So it basically adds more pressure on your shoulders because it's such a key role in terms of what you need on a map, especially on CT side train, which has so many long distance battles. So it just really gives Imi so much more to think about. But this is where Jake, he's there behind him as an analyst, as a coach, especially you mentioned it, this pause time. This is a perfect time just to turn around and be like, Jake, look, you're a 6th pair of eyes on the game. Are you seeing something we're not? Are you seeing something Imi, our in-game leader, isn't, because he's focusing on so many things at the same time, and
that's
get his opinion?
The coach, of course, Jake. Right?
Jake, yeah.
Yeah. So his role now is really, as more of an analyst, is to really look at and see how they can improve this, right?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned before. It's more bringing them stuff they can do whilst watching the games, like fully, so you don't realise making mistakes. He can just be like, yeah, that's an error, you should probably try that, or go over the other team's demos, for example, an anti-strat. That's another thing that he can do.
And one thing I did happen to notice, I jotted it down, even when Prophecy had an eco round, Endpoint managed to lose that. That doesn't happen that often. I mean, obviously, to explain to everyone who's new to CSGO, you've got less weaponry, you've got less money, you can't even get sort of protection for the body or any sort of body armor. So how did that happen? I mean, surely Endpoint need to really look at themselves and think we weren't clinical enough.
Yeah, as an example I mentioned with the second round of the game, it went down to a 1v1 and they had nothing, as you mentioned, like literally nothing. There's no firepower there. You're against SMGs and somehow you're killing them. It's just like, it shouldn't be happening, but it's actually quite common in CSGO, weirdly, but ultimately at the end of the day, it shouldn't be happening. Like, it shouldn't be that close, nor should they be losing to it.
It comes down to discipline at the end of the day, and that's why we make such a big deal out of experience, because that second round, I think Endpoint did perhaps kind of get carried away with themselves. Obviously, in that kind of scenario, when they've got the big rifles, they should be looking to keep their distance and stay disciplined. Instead, they got too close, and as we know in CSGO, the pistols can do a lot of damage when you get too close. And if the CTs, Endpoint, had lost that round, because I think as Sonny described it, it was abysmal. There's no way they should have lost 4 players, because they lose those 4 players. They also lose the weapons, and in return, the money they spent on them weapons. So if they had lost that round, it would have been catastrophic for their game on the CT side of train so far. Yeah, well, I look forward to getting back to Sonny and Tom. Here's a little quiz. If anyone's watching right now, pick the favourite pair of glasses from us, experts and analysts. Which ones do you like the most? Just a little fun game for you while you're waiting. The headset should be fixed very shortly, and we'll be back to the matchup Prophecy versus Endpoint in just a minute.
Welcome back to the Elite Series, where it's currently Prophecy taking on ENDPOINT in match 2. A few technical issues, but they're now been sorted. Before I pass over to the casters, which I kind of will do now, Sonny, a.k.a. Herald, and Tom Biz, we asked before we went to the break who's got the best glasses. Who's got the best glasses? Simple question.
I'll be honest, I would love to answer, but I can't actually see without my glasses on. So
Oh, killer.
No.
I'm going
Only
Kai and
joking. I'm not a nerd. I don't wear glasses.
I'm going Kai and I. So the other two have lost.
Yeah.
They are lovely
No.
glasses. Anyway, passing over. Let's get back to match 2, gentlemen.
Yeah, let's get back into Counter-Strike. That's what we're all here for. That's what we're all gathered here today. Counter-Strike. And so far, Counter-Strike is sitting at 6 rounds to 4, I do believe, in favour of Prophecy currently. The game is back. Money seems a tad inflated, but that could just be me being bad at maths. I'm not the best mathematician.
I think it's correct. Yeah, the T's had quite a lot left in their pockets, ready for the rebuys.
Big money ballers. Yep. I like it.
We're actually going to see the AWP come back into play. Yeah, someone, Kolar is not someone who stepped up at all so far in this series, especially considering the investment that's going into him. That AWP, it's not cheap. It's not cheap, and he's done next to nothing with it, especially in comparison to Imi.
Yeah,
and well, even the plays he was going for before were actually fairly flashy. Like, okay, goodbye. Stay out of the round, but that was all a fake. They're going to go rushing into this B site. Only one man there to stop them.
Yeah, it is Pickles. They've dropped the bomb. What are they doing? One kill comes in. Pickles opening up nicely, doubles it up. Arch goes down. Now looking for more. Kolar finally back in, and it's going to be Cali to pick up Pickles now. The site is empty. It's a 2 versus 3 in favour of Team ENDPOINT. The retake has to be crisp. But that bomb being dropped allows so much time for ENDPOINT now to get into position, make sure they're where they need to be, and they have so long. Oh, interesting shot from Imi. It's going to be capitalised on. Kolo takes him down. AWP shot comes in finally, and it's a 2 versus 2. Retake. Mighty Max headshot comes in, and now just Kolo versus the world. AWP in hand. We said he hasn't done a huge amount just yet. Can he now pick it up and try it? The smoke is in position. This should be the easiest retake in the world. He's low HP. Goes down. Cryptics will find the refrag. And he's got plenty of time to go in for that defuse. Easy round for ENDPOINT. And although they only keep one player alive, they keep that streak rolling. And now they're on 5 rounds. They have to win this flawlessly. And Prophecy, although they had a bit of money there, they haven't got a huge amount left. One more buy if they squeeze it out.
Yeah, they'll have enough to drop weapons at least, but it's unlikely they'll go for an AWP again. Now, Kolar actually does get himself 3 kills in that round, so definitely improving a little bit, but just that early push, they've sold the fake. It worked. There was only 1 player left on the B site, but Pickle's getting 2. That's more than enough. That's more than he needed to do and sets them up perfectly for the retake in the end. Either way, what is this buy?
I don't know, if I'm completely honest. Maybe
I think they're
buying
half
to 2K.
saving, yeah.
They're buying to 2K. So they've all got 2,000 quid in the bank, in the savings account. The APR is at 0%. They're quite happy. Pickle's getting a bit aggressive. Will find himself a kill, trades it out, but that works in the favour of Team Prophecy. They now have, although it's 4 versus 4, they have that opportunity to split up that defence. 2 versus 2. They can take a 4 versus 2 fight if they go all on one site. Bit of dancing around coming in. Imi gonna miss his shot, but nade goes in, do a bit of damage, slap drop down. Of course, no armor to play with. Imi having a bit of a whiff, but they're gonna be able to get onto this A bomb site. They need to get this bomb down to make this investment worth it. Cryptics goes down, Quicks finds a kill, Slap comes in with 1 more as Arden falls. Finally, Mighty Max will get himself in there. 1 kill comes through, can he make it 2? No, he can't. Arch takes him down. Then it's all on Jester now, 1 versus 2. No armor on Kolar, but Arch has himself an AK and armor. AWP has been recovered. This could be tough.
Yeah, he's got an incendiary as well. Going to look to try and clear the angle. Kolar holding it, but pre-fires. Finds himself 1, all onto Arch. Now he has the after plant position. Just has to bait out the time. Has no utility to play with, so it's all going to be down to him now. Incendiary going to go out, but it hasn't cleared the correct angle. It does give Jesp a little bit more space, but there should be no chance of this opportunity. He's going to try and stick it, but Arch is aware and even gets a little round of applause from his teammate at the end.
Yeah, nice play coming in there, especially on what that buy was. There was nothing invested into that round. It was a buy down to 2K. The only point of that was to keep the pressure on the ENDPOINT economy, keep some momentum going forward, get a bit of money into the bank, but it's worked out so well. Now it's full utility, weapons across the board, and Prophecy up on 7 rounds. T-side of train, that is where it gets very, very dangerous for ENDPOINT, especially now that they have only pistols to play with. There is a rifle on Cryptics, but this is all their money gone. Kolar again onto the AWP. And he's not going to do any damage. And so Endpoint already wasting utility, not getting a huge amount done.
He got flashbacks from the round before where he got rushed out and lost the AWP.
He ran, yeah.
Second he thought that nade, it's like, I'm out, not happening again.
Go
on, you can stand there instead with your rifle.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got a little bit in this round over on the CT side, but it's not anything too impressive. Of course, every trade kill, normally when we talk about trades in a situation where you have equal buys, it will favor the T side. In this situation, the CTs have so little that any trade they can get is a weapon into their hands. So they're just going to go for these audacious plays. We can see how the Ts are set up. They're waiting. They're just going to sit back, allow these CT players to sort of go for these aggressive pushes, try and find information, and hopefully catch them as they push in. And a lot of the time in these situations, you'll see the CT side go for a little bit more of a gamble. In this, not so much. Like, they've only got one player over towards that B side, but that's fairly common. And still, the Ts, although they've got a couple of players like sort of probing over towards that B site, Bomb yet to really rotate.
Yeah, the Deagle of Pickle's not going to be able to connect just straight away. He is falling back, though, keeping himself alive, looking for more damage to be done. Not much going to be coming in, and the B site has been taken. Cali goes down to the Mighty Max CZ, but there shouldn't be a huge amount more that can be done by Endpoint here, especially with those pistols. No long-range ability, but Pickles, he takes that Deagle out. He says, you know what, Arch? I'm done with you. Get out of my way. I'm taking you down. And he's taking him right down. Kolor now looking for the kill. He will find himself the kill onto Imi. Just looking to double up now. All they have to do really is stay strong. Don't overpeak. Make sure they take one fight at a time. It's going to be quick. Kolor all coming together. Burning alive. Kolor needs to be very careful as to how he positions himself. But he is just about sticking around. A lovely shot coming on there to Pickles. It's just Jesp left. Should really be looking to save himself that AK-47. Maybe find a kill. There it is. Quicks will go down, but that's all he can really ask for in this one. He will survive the explosion, hold on to that AK into the next round. But again, there's no money to play with. And Kolor, after this pause, has been stepping up massively. As Trump would say, he's been stepping up bigly. And that's going to pay off beautifully for Prophecy as they take themselves the 8th round. They win themselves the half as well.
Yeah, I like you sort of almost named a sitcom there, Just Jess. I think that'd be beautiful, just sort of following him around. I came up previously with Makalele in the morning. I think they could have a little bit of like a combo going on.
Just. Well, they are both Swedish. And I don't know if that means anything, but they are both Swedish. So there you go.
Both good then. That's how it
enjoy
works.
that little factoid. That one's straight out of their old brain. Not much comes out, I'll be honest. Just the same stuff on repeat. But you know what? There's nothing better than a broken record.
Here he is. AK, got to go for something audacious once again. Going to try and go for this push into the upper B position. Now, he has a little bit of support. Of course, Pickles has nothing. He's naked. He's going to be walking in towards Quicks, who keeps switching to the nade. The timing could get the better of him, but here goes Jesp. The rifle gets one at least, but not going to be too game-changing in this situation, and pretty much every single player at Endpoint now is just getting wiped out. Max has a smoke, P250. If he can get a kill, that'd be nice, but no. Quite a decent round in the end from Prophecy. They've got 9 rounds on the T side as well.
I get the feeling someone has gone up there, given Kolor a bowl of Weetabix. He said, eat this, get on with your job. And he's suddenly woken up. He started getting frag after frag after frag. And not just consistent frags, but flashy frags, cool frags, nice whips. And he's doing a great bit of work for his team. Last round of the half now, and this is key for Endpoint. They need to deny double figures from Prophecy. The amount of morale going into that second half Prophecy are going to have already is too strong. Endpoint have to shut it down now. They have to put a stop to this. Otherwise, it's going to be the steamroll coming in from Prophecy. And on this first map, Endpoint have to take it. It's so important. Going on to Overpass for morale, for everything they have to play for. It's important. Mighty Max, once again, they're going back into that default sort of setup. Get Mighty Max over towards Ivy. Hold down. Not playing too far forward, not getting too aggressive, but playing too over towards B. That could get risky, especially on this round.
This is the battle of the angles. They're trying to throw off the opponent by doing little jumps over, and you see the flash come back in from Imi as he then tries to take the angle back for himself. Now he's going to get support in instead. Max has to be very careful when peeking the angle because there is an AWP on the other side. Smoke coming in though. Minute left on the clock. Again, we saw this last time as they try and push through it. Max was more than aware, and once again, he's going to get a free frag, but not the second. Quicks, well, in his name, he trades. Imi goes for the no-scope, but misses. He's held back, but gets it in the end. Looks for more, doesn't quite get caught out, but he's in a 2v4.
Beautiful play from the in-game leader with the AWP in hand. He may have spotted a player, but Cali not going to be going down just yet as he takes the kill onto the AWP. Jeff to fall as well as Arch takes him down, and they know exactly where Pickles isn't. I was wrong, it was a double kill. Cryptic going down as well on upper. So it's all down to Pickles now. He clutched early in the game. He's just given his position away. Now they know exactly where he is, and Cali has absolutely no problems with taking him straight out of the game. Beautiful performance coming in there from Imi, but it's just not enough. The rest of the team doesn't step up, doesn't do the work, And it's going to be the half going handedly in favor of Prophecy. That is 10-5 on T side of Train. That is a great start for the mixed team.
Well, yeah, and the big problem is when you look over towards Endpoint side, a lot of the rounds that they lost, they had advantages. Like, that's so many times now. That last round of 2v4, they just throw it away, individually just running into angles that they don't know are clear. We see the push coming out from Connector. Imi gets overwhelmed, but even then, he was still taking a wide peek out to try and find information, and there's just no reaction from the rest of his team. And we've now seen that 1v5, the 2v4, Cali involved in both heftily as well. And it's like, although it's not the most satisfying thing when you look for Prophecy, because you've got to go, okay, we're not like outright winning a lot of these rounds. A lot of those rounds are so damaging. They reset the economy. They got that initial streak going. Then we see the same happen again. Just one round picked up for Endpoint, and then they go and lose another straight back. There just didn't seem to be too much consistency. And their CT side, in a lot of cases, was being broken down by very basic plays.
Yeah, they're playing well, but then they go and spoil it all by losing to something stupid like an eco. It's disappointing if anyone caught that little
Beautiful.
snippet
I
there.
like
Yeah,
it.
nice one. Enjoy. That's original content, of course. So, the half is now starting up. Pistol round underway. This is so crucial for Endpoint. If they lose this pistol round, this game could run away from them. But if they win it, they're definitely back in. Prophecy are on double figures now, but they're still awaiting for the UK team. But for Prophecy, they've got to be feeling pretty comfortable now. They've got to be pretty easy, sitting back, taking it chill. They know this is serious, but they should be happy. Team Endpoint, I've just noticed on Mr. Imi's name. It says Endpoint. Anyway, pistol round underway. Cali going to be trying to get some work done. Will find himself one before getting taken back down, but luckily Arch is with him to help. Colo now holding down the line, just making sure no one can get through. Beautiful shot comes in from Jess, the Swedish player, finding himself that skill shot. Coming in, Quicks can't get any work done. Pickles will dispatch him, but Arch coming back in finally to find Jess. Now all on Mr. Pickles. He's found one nice kill, but he needs two more, and they have to be beautiful. The bomb is out of his control currently, but he's got loads of time to play with. He hasn't got time pressure on him, and so he can take this easy. He can play with the minds of Prophecy. Where is he? Is he a ghoul, a shadow in the dark, a ghost at night? Who knows? No one, except Pickles. He knows exactly where he is. If he didn't, he'd be in trouble. One shot will come through. They know where he is now. He's trying to rattle off a shot, but it's not working out just yet. Slap is covering off the bomb. Pickles in a very tough position. He's going to work his way around E-Box, working towards the site. He's been spotted. Both players now see where he is. They're both facing at once, and he can't get anything done. Arch takes him down. That's the pistol round going the way of Team Prophecy, and I can't see this now swinging back for Endpoint. I think this could be bad.
I thought you were coming close to admitting you were wrong for a second. I was about to see.
You may have misheard what I said.
A little bit overheated or about to hit the floor,
if
something
Prophecy
along those
win,
lines.
and you just misheard what I said. I actually said Prophecy.
Because it sounds like
1-1.
Endpoint.
No, I said 1-1, didn't I? I seem to remember that quite distinctly. You should get that checked, mate.
Either way, without a bomb plum, we're still going to see very little invested by Endpoint, so they're really focusing on that first buy. They want to try and get themselves either an early buy by getting the bomb down, or just get extra nades when the buy eventually comes out. Now, they are getting a couple of kills, which, well, not bad in this scenario. I can't really see them forcing into the next round without one, but there's Mighty Max. Actually brings it into a 2 versus 1. There's potential in this round now. Arch very low on HP. He's got himself a UMP and pretty much has to hit the headshots instantly because he has no armor. And, well, Slap is just going to take him down in the end. 12-5. Now, I'm interested to see what they do here. They probably could go for some Galils or UMPs, but that's hella risky.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one thing about Endpoint that's always been prevalent is that under Emi, under his leadership, they've always been very disciplined. If he says we're not buying this round, we're not buying this round. At the end of the day, if he makes that call, that's how they play it. Now, in this round, again, it's the same as last time. They've got a couple of pistols. Traditionally, yeah, you're absolutely right. You would go for that second round buy, and then you could buy on the third round. They decided to
they didn't get the bomb down. That's why they're...
of course.
So this is just for extra utility. So I actually quite like this. It's setting them up. Also, they dropped 3 players in the last round with barely anything. All this really means is they've done the damage they probably would have done when they had the pistols anyway. And then, okay, now they have a load of extra money. Cryptic's even going to drop an extra one in this round. I can't see too much more. It'd be nice for him, especially considering how many chances he's been given. But Cola will be there to finish. Now, well, it is now or never for Endpoint. They've got the money. They've saved a lot to get all the utility. If they lose this round, they're going to be right on the brink of a loss.
They aren't going to live forever. This is their last chance. You can see very chilled look coming out from Team Prophecy. They don't look like they're under pressure. They don't look like they're having trouble with this one. It's ENDPOINT who have to step up. 5 rounds to 13. Now, this is the first time Prophecy have ever played an official match as a team.
And it's on land.
Ever. On land, yeah. Incredible performance coming out. Pickles gets rushed down, goes straight down. Jesp can't get any work done. And that's 14 rounds already on the board as Colo takes himself Mighty Max. Now, it's Emmy and Cryptics. 2 versus 5. Their team is decimated. Map control is but a distant memory. They have nothing to work with. Arch takes Cryptics. It's all on Emmy. 1 versus 5. Now, he has gone big this game a couple of times, but this is too big to ask. He gets taken down. Colo, the AWP, comes in, takes him out of the equation. 2 kills for Colo. And that man, I have to say, I have to give props to him. He didn't start off too well. He has stepped up. He's come from the bottom of the team massively, and he's really come and said, I can play. There's a reason I'm on this team. There's a reason they brought me in, and he's showing just that. 15 kills now. And he's not at the top, but, you know, considering the start,
He's having impact.
Yeah,
that's the most important thing. And you have to look at the way Prophecy are now playing as well. They had UMPs in that round, so they go sheer aggression over towards that B site. We see it sort of in the pistol round as well, where they were taking very aggressive peaks. They're feeling confident, and I think it's clear that in this situation, they should be closing this map out now. Aggressive push out. Kolor, he's there again. He started things off.
Ooh, nice kill coming in from Pickles there with the Deagle, but he will get shut down in turn. And Colo, again, that man, you keep saying his name. Arch not even going to go down as Colo comes in with the Tech 9 in hand.
He wants that top spot.
4K in. That's 19 frags he's on now.
1 off.
He's very, well, 2 off to be top.
Did someone, oh,
20.
they must have got a kill. Yeah, I thought he had 19. I think 15 plus 4.
Is 19. So he would have to get 2 kills to get to the top.
Joint top.
Well,
Joint top.
joint
He's still
means
top.
nothing. No. That would just be silver because there's no gold. No winner. Anyway, looking good so far for Prophecy. They're on to match point. 1 round, and they walk away with the first map that they have played in the Elite Series as a win. Calais getting shut down, but it doesn't matter. He's going to go straight through the fire and the flames, takes down Pickle. The push is coming, but Callie doesn't care. Kolor finally comes back in and says, come on, man, leave some kills for me, and the game's over before we even know it. That's Team ENDPOINT really struggling. Really struggling there on train. Of course, Overpass is next, but after that performance, I don't want to see it. Well, I do, obviously.
Yeah, well, I have to say, your prediction is gone. I'm rubbing it in, and I don't even care. And but 16-5, just dominating in the end, especially considering how things started. I feel like it could have gone very differently if we saw ENDPOINT actually capitalize on their chances. I'm still looking at that 1v5. I'm still looking at the 2v4. Like, it just got to the point where, okay, they must have felt a little bit down in the dumps, and Prophecy just looked really impressive. Like, they started just rolling in that situation. So you let players like that, who are clearly talented, get rolling, and things are over.
Yeah, absolutely. But we don't know enough about the game, but these guys do. So, Tom D, take it away.
You know loads about the game. Herald and Tom Beers will come back to you very shortly for matchup 2. Prophecy take the lead 1-0. So we're going to go for a little break right now. Then we'll come back for map 2, which we're very excited about.
We're still waiting for our bill. Yeah, I'll be with you in a minute.
Excuse me. This coffee is really cold.
I'll get you another one.
Round 1. Fight! Sorry.
Never mind.
back. Match 1 done with Prophecy versus Endpoint. It's finished 1-0 to Prophecy. Your prediction's gone right out straight away. Kyanite, yes, you hang your head in shame. Whereas SEO, you went very conservative for your prediction of 1-0. Still could happen as Endpoint go into Overpass. That is map 2. How do you see this one going?
Honestly, with how Train just went, I did think Endpoint were going to take Train. So I feel like altering my prediction.
Yeah.
I think Prophecy will take it quite convincingly again, honestly.
Can you not see any way back for Endpoint? I mean, will they not like regroup for a minute and go, listen, Pickles, we're not going to leave you on your own for so many times. We can do this, we can win this, we can come back into it. Just like XL did earlier on against Method.
Well, I think fundamentally some of the players who you'd normally expect to perform really weren't performing individually. Train was Endpoint's map pick. If they were going to win a map out of this BO2 tie, you'd expect it to be their map pick. I'd be very surprised if they managed to beat Prophecy, what you'd expect to be their own map, their own game. But you never know in Counter-Strike, and that's the beauty of the game.
Well, I'm just being told that up in the gallery, which is the snazzy term for the people who overlook everything on this show, basically they're saying that body language is a little bit defeated almost already from Endpoint. That's not good. I mean, because of course map decision to go for Train was their map, and if they got beaten that heavily, you can't really see Overpass. Maybe they already know it, which we don't want to see. We want them to come out fighting, don't we?
Yeah, definitely. They need to mentally reset, which I mentioned they should have done that in the actual pause that they didn't call for themselves, but you actually think about it, they didn't actually get a tactical pause during that game either. Like they were falling further and further behind. They didn't actually pause at once. So it's just mentally reset. I think it's a new map. It doesn't actually matter what happened in the last one. Just fight it.
Yeah, fight it. Well, we can look back at some of the footage from that first matchup. Let's talk about the highlights and the moments from it. I mean, this was Mighty Max very early on, 2-0 down.
He did really well here, actually, to get 2. Like, that's the best. Minimum he asked for is get at least 1 and then damage.
Yeah.
If he gets 2 and gets the info that there's another 1 coming. And this is the cryptics bit that you mentioned where you felt really bad for him.
Yeah, I mean, right up until this point, Endpoint looked like they had basically the entire map on lockdown in terms of playing as a CT side. They were getting up close and personal with Prophecy, trying to constrict the breathing space they had to execute. But after Cryptics got that 3K and then Kali got the clutch, it just basically seemed like Endpoint basically took a step off the gas pedal. They started allowing Prophecy to execute onto that outer bomb site, and then going in at half-time, 9-6-2 Prophecy. To be honest, it looked to me almost like Endpoint had already admitted defeat. In terms of a decent terrorist side, I don't think I saw anything that was positive coming out of the Endpoint lads.
It felt like it was slipping away from them. Even in their gameplay, they just weren't executing when they should have been executing certain moves.
Yeah, that's the thing. On the T side, they didn't actually get an opportunity to get a foot in. Like, the first buy round, Prophecy executed a 3-push lower on B, and it caught them off guard. Pickles is there, sees 3 people coming at him, doesn't get a shot in. Jesper's then stuck in that same position. He can't get out of there, so he has to try and take a fight and get a kill or something. And it just caught them by surprise and meant the round was completely gone.
Well, there's 2 ways I can do this. I can go for the positive outlook, or I can go for the negative. So I could highlight the negative play of Endpoint, but I'm going to try and be positive. What positive play did they have on that map? OK, then we'll go with the first question then. How good were Prophecy? What were they doing right? Because we said at the beginning, their team play might let them down a little bit. Individually brilliant, but they haven't worked together as a team. But that sort of went out the window, didn't it?
Well, we tailored the Kolo Toure chant to suit Kola, the Hungarian beast. And, you mentioned that if a team with 2 Swedes, a Norwegian and whatnot have decided to bring in a Hungarian player, he must be one hell of a player. And he certainly proved that. His AWP towards the end was a joy to behold, and you can see why they've picked him up. And if he keeps hitting shots like that, especially on a map like Overpass, where there are a lot of long-distance battles, then Endpoint are going to be in for a very, very difficult time. But you mentioned, Endpoint really, that kind of set-piece style of play, even though we didn't really see him execute it on the T side because they didn't really get a chance, they didn't really build up the money to do so. Hopefully if they get a chance now on Overpass, we might really start seeing them shine a little bit better.
Essie, can you remind everybody, wherever they might be watching this, what are the key points to this map, Overpass?
So Overpass is quite a long map, in a sense. So to get control, you actually need to push quite far. As CT, you can't actually push that far up and then gain control. So as TT, you need to slowly take over the map. There's a long section in the middle of it, like the toilet section, which usually you plan to take over that part and then slowly just figure from there, like, okay, we've got this. We can now do an A execute, we can fake an A, we can go back towards B, we can do all sorts of stuff.
No, well, I've heard that casters Harold and Tom Biz have suitably toilet stopped, so they are ready to go again. Gentlemen, are you all right?
Yeah, we didn't toilet stop because we didn't need a toilet stop because we're not children, we can hold it. We will at some point be using the lavatory. Yeah, so Overpass, completely different dynamic that we've got going on here. This should, I'm going to say this because I believe it to be true. This should work in the hands of Endpoint. But
Just like Train, right?
exactly. But at the same time, Prophecy are coming off the back of that win. They obviously are showing a hell of a lot of skill. They're showing us a lot going on. And really, if Prophecy can get off to a good start here, I see them winning this pretty happily, maybe 16-10. Yeah, pretty happily.
Yeah, no, I think for them as well, just the way that they were winning the rounds, a lot of the time it wasn't really anything too impressive, like even teamwork. Like I would say like the Kale clutch, like that was pure skill on his part. We saw the AWPing that came out, even in the last round, we didn't get to see much of it because it was so quick. They pulled out a double AWP setup just for the hell of it. It wasn't even really anything too crazy. And then we also saw just the way that Endpoint were playing. They were just being pushed all over the shop. It was almost like herding sheep in a way. And it was just like,
completely.
okay, we're going to take up a B with the UMP and we're going to kill all of your players before the round's even begun. Like, it wasn't even like you talk about the tactics of Imi. He didn't get a chance.
He didn't, yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. And another thing to point out, we did see Prophecy start on that T side. And I think that works out perfectly for them. Now, the knife round has ended. All right, we're going to be going into game. And this time, it's Team Endpoint starting on that T side. So, are we now going to see Imi bring out those strats, bring out that clever that he's got inside his head, and start doing some work? Or are we going to see Prophecy use their skill to prevail over the English team? Who knows? Not me.
Either way, we are going to be going into that pistol round. And in terms of investment so far, Jesp has been given that classic raid boss role, the Tech 9 on armor. Imi going to pick himself up a smoke as well. So a pretty standard round. It looking like they're just going to go back to basics. An aggressive B split. Passive hold from the CT side as well as they wait patient for the push.
Yeah, tapping away. Nothing really coming in just yet. Cryptic's going to get that bomb down, and Endpoint absolutely decimating, getting straight in. Pickles will find one in a trade, but it's a 2-for-2 so far. 3 versus 3 across the board. Cryptix comes in with one more. Imi and Cryptix both doubling up, finding themselves 2 apiece to win the first round. Pistol in the bag for Endpoint, but we saw the same thing last game. So whether or not Endpoint can now capitalize off the back of that is yet to be seen.
Yeah, the difference is as well in this round we are going to see a force, because obviously before we saw Prophecy on the T side, they get the bomb plant. So this round was more just saving money. But in fact, we still had a couple of players actually just keeping their economy, just making sure they have those extra nades when they do go towards that buy round slap. And of course, the AWPer of Kola is going to be one of the players just holding on to what they have. But they've actually got 3 smokes in this situation. No kits, of course, not really something you bring in these sort of force buy rounds. And they've taken a lot of control of toilets, and look where the Ts are going.
Yeah, going quick. This could work out pretty nicely, though. Quicks puts himself down. A flash just needs to be careful. He gets taken down by Kola. That's a double-man setup. These pistols so far working out. Cryptix finally gets one in. Finally, the kills rain on in. And those early pistol kills mean nothing. Zilch. It's going to be 3 players staying alive for Team Endpoint. 2 rifles saved, 1 UMP, bit of money in the bank, and they should be pretty happy with that round, keeping that economy alive, keeping themselves rolling. And so it's going to be Endpoint 2-0. And pretty happy. Oh, is that police? Is that the police? I wonder what they're doing.
That was an important flank as well in that round, because there was 4 Ts out towards long. If the AK's kept and the range battle was taken by Prophecy, I could have seen them taking that away, but I think it was Pickles or either Imi came in from behind, gets 2 kills, and that pretty much sets the round back to normal. Now in this, we got a couple of HEs. Normally 2 HEs aren't really going to do too much, and already we can see Pickles, he's looking to farm up that cash, get his pockets filled, and take down as many as he can with that trusty Mac Daddy.
Yeah, doing well so far. And why you're not watching that angle, I have no idea. I mean, they know someone's coming from Fountain, but you've got to watch that angle. Someone's going to be trying to take advantage. Imi going to be getting himself a little bit of money. Pickles a little bit more into the bank with the Big Daddy. Mac 10. Biggie Smalls original. And just Slap and Cali remain. Can they bring out the Cali muscle, or will they be slapped down into oblivion? Slap trying to get some work done. He will find himself a kill there onto Imi, who was the low HP player. Picks up the UMP, trying to get in, but the smoke goes in. Cryptics holding down the angle, just goes out for the peak. There it comes. AK-47 headshot. No more needs to be said. And Cali finds himself the last man alive. Reading a bit of German there. Didn't work out for him. He did get shot. And so Cryptics taking that final kill into the round. 3-0 on the board now for the terrorist side. Endpoint. They are happy. They now need to continue that. They need to be disciplined, not sloppy. Need to make no mistakes and get on with what they're here to do.
Also, they've made a decent amount of money. That's something that has to be mentioned. In the previous map, we saw them lose a lot of players in the second round and pretty much get reset instantly. So no chance of that happening in the next round. They've got enough cash to rebuy anyway, and they're actually going to keep a Mac 10, which against three players without any head armor could work nicely. They've actually got a boost going in, and an AWP has been bought up. Color, he's so close to finding the pick, and actually the timing going to get the better of him.
Yeah, inches off. It's going to be Imi. Double kill comes through. Finds himself 2 beautiful frags. Builds a bit of money as well. And although the bomb has been dropped, it's still a 4 versus 3 situation. And Arch is on his own. He'll find the kill onto Imi, but the flank is coming in, and there's nothing he can do. Jesp takes him down to 3 versus 2. Pickles wanting that rotation to come in, trying to get that early advantage, but it's not going to work out for him. Slap trying to recover that bomb control. They haven't got the bomb back for Team Endpoint just yet. Luckily, Cryptics is watching the angle on Slap, making sure he doesn't get overly aggressive, can't get anything too impressive done. The timing's perfect for Slap, but Cryptics straight back onto that angle, takes his head clean off. And it's a 3 versus 1. Kolar, we've seen him do some good stuff, but I think this is too much to ask. AWP in hand, I would say the best thing he can do now, hold on to that AWP, keep it into the next round. Just keep that economy afloat. Of course, CT side economy, not the easiest to manage. And on overpass, you need to be keeping that AWP alive. You need to have that utility, otherwise you are going to find yourself in trouble. I think once this BX suit comes in, oh, God, Lord, why risk it? There's no chocolate biscuit. There's just death.
Yeah, he's going to try and, well, find something quickly, maybe at least catch a couple of players off guard, but the second that Molotov goes in, not worth it. Just saves the AWP. I think he was probably just trying to make it so that more players had to rebuy for the T side. Instead, in the next round, they'll get the 2,900 loss bonus. They'll probably buy up maybe a couple of pistols, a Deagle or 2, and just try and do some extra damage behind that Catalyst AWP. And I expect him to do something aggressive in the next round. If he was playing passive, it would be a little bit peculiar even. Unless he was, maybe if they send 4B and him the only one on A, then I can sort of see why. But other than that, I'm expecting some audacious plays.
Yeah, Kolar holding on to that one. Now, there's not a huge amount of money across the board for the CTs. Of course, they did buy into that one. But saving the AWP, in your opinion, is it worth going for the buy here, or is it just Kolar, support Kolar, Superman the AWP, see what they can do, go for the aggressive play, just see what can be done? Beautiful there from Imi, holding that spray down with the Mac 10. Works out perfectly. And yeah, like you said, they're just going to buy down to 2K. Supporting the AWP, though, is the key here. They have to stay around that AWP, work with him. And when he goes down, if he goes down, get that AWP back in play. Don't let it go. Once it's gone, it's gone. You know? It's like spraying a bit of mousse from a mousse can.
Ooh,
Cali
actually hits the dink there. Down to 19 HP on Cryptics. AWP peek out, but can't actually spot the angle. That's going to be Pickles getting the first. But, as you said, sticking close by, almost holding hands. And Arch now going to go for the re-peek, and he hits the shot. Somehow, must have been through the corner of the fence.
Yeah.
But a couple of players low now, and those pistols are becoming ever more deadly by the second.
Yeah, up close and personal could do a huge amount of damage. Just need to use that utility, use those nades, clear out the sites, make sure it's going to be safe. And here comes the push. Mighty Max and Jesp, the front man. The flash goes in perfectly. Jesp has absolutely no problem killing the blinded up Slap. Miss shot comes in from Arch. He's trying to do some more work, but he's got players jumping on him. Jesp will go down. Nice kill coming through there as Arch backs off, USP in hand, just hoping to hold on once more to that AWP. The hunt may be coming in, but it won't be overly aggressive. Maybe just Pickles. He's low. Get him out there, get some damage done. Quicks trying to just ward off the remaining CTs from taking that AWP back on Arch. He's just getting a bit aggressive, actually. Could find himself a kill here onto Cryptics. He is low. And the trade would be unlikely, as Imi is a little distance away. They are going to have to exit, though. They are going to have to get away from this. The HP is too low for Mr. Cryptics. Quicks playing a lovely little position. You would be happy about this. There comes one. Is the trade going to come in from Imi? Oh, he's missed his AWP shot. AK gets recovered, and Quicks looking great. Finally, the kill comes in. No AK saved. but Arch will take out Pickles. So actually, a hell of a lot of damage there being done to Team Endpoint. But look at the coffers. They are full in this one.
Yeah, they got a couple of players who've stepped up big. Obviously, Imi was one of the ones that in the rounds they did manage to win, although few they were. In the last map, he did step up, and he's doing so again in this one. Actually, the Mac-10 has been more his weapon of choice so far, however, so still waiting for maybe a little bit more with the AWP, and Cryptix has been on point as well, 8-1 at the moment. But here goes Kolor. Aggressive peek out, but not going to be able to spot anything as of yet. In fact, there's nobody over that side of the map at all. Connector being cleared out by the T's as they look to head over towards B, and there is only one man there.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to Cali. One man versus the world. He spots out him. He takes him out. Clean shot. No messing about there, but he's going to call this in now. Team, get over here. The flank's coming in already. That's going to be Quicks coming in from behind. Molotov will be extinguished. Mighty Max has been spotted out, but he finds the kill. First kill for Mighty Max. Finally getting himself in there. Cali goes down. The flank, though. Quicks already in behind. 1, 2, easy. Bomb goes down. It's dropped. Cryptic's going to be able to find the nothing. Quicks! That's dirty. That's obliteration. 1 round on the board for Prophecy. Now, I'm going to give you my prophecy. If this round is lost by Team Prophecy, Endpoint should storm ahead. But if it's won, Endpoint are in trouble.
Yeah, the one thing that happened there for Endpoint was just they dedicated themselves so early, and this is a map where rotations are key. So to sort of have that just sheer almost dedication to the B site once things already went a little bit wrong. Also some individual pushes that weren't particularly good at all. But either way, they do have enough money. They've had plenty of cash.
Yeah.
They're going to get the rebuy in this situation. Kolor taking the aggressive peek, but not spotting anything out as of yet.
Yeah, a bit of damage being dealt. Not a huge amount going on. Although, real estate is not at a premium currently. Having to fall back is Prophecy. That AWP of Kolor. Smoked out, Molotov down. Not much he can do. Boost coming in here. No one watching over on long. That's just a bit of a waste of time. But they don't know that. Why not play the angle properly? Sure, work their way up long. They've got a minute left on the clock. They've got time to play with. Going to be moving towards the A bomb site by the looks of things. Flash goes in, Jesp cleared. See, they're playing this very methodically. They're not taking any risks at all. Endpoint flashing, making sure everything they do is calculated.
Well, after the last round,
Well,
you're going to do that. When you're flanked so quickly, you want to make sure that that's not possible again.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. Exactly what they're doing. Making sure no one can get advantage. No one can take it easy. They all have to be under pressure. Maybe even looking at the B players. The bomb rotates its way down through T-spawn all the way back to Monster. Trying to get their way in. There are, of course, 2 players. The Molotov goes down with 30 seconds remaining. They may have to run through this one at this point. Arch watching the angle diligently. The flashbang goes in. No one's going to be covered off by that. Slap playing close. Absolutely no checks coming in. This is an obliteration by Prophecy. 3 kills already in. Cryptix finally trades back out, but Quick takes him down. And that's that. Endpoint now are somewhat losing what they had at the very beginning.
Well, this is exactly what I was talking about when we spoke about the map sort of earlier in the day, where the switch up of plays coming out from the CT side. We saw the round before, they go aggressive over towards A. They have quick rotations when the B push comes in. In this situation, complete polar opposite. They go all the way back to the site. We see the Ts use all their utility, clearing these angles. It gets down to 30 seconds and the CTs go, we've still got a lot of utility just to hold you back. Very smart stuff, nice in-game leading. And now, well, 5-2, and it's pistols in for Endpoint.
Yeah, again, economy broken. It's Prophecy's opportunity to get themselves up to 3 rounds. Cryptix on a Glock. Nothing at all to play with here for the man. Jay, nothing for him. There is a couple of pistols around. Tech9's Deagle on Pickles. We've seen him do some work, but not enough to justify any more than what he's got. 2 players on that B-bomb site. They played beautifully last round, and the angle doesn't even need checking. Slap could have gone huge there. Only going to get himself 1, but Arch and Quick's already in position. It's a complete shutdown. Jess will get 1 in return. That is a good bit of work from him, but it's not enough. 3 rounds on the board. The eco is shut down.
Yeah, a couple of players dropped. Not really the end of the world in this situation, as we see the CT side forced to go for a couple of rebuys, but that was all just sort of economy management coming in there from Endpoint, as they will look to try and buy back up into this next round. Now, they're already on 5, so they're not in a particularly bad position. They're going to want to sort of aim for 6-7 rounds is not the worst, but when they started so well, I think they are going to be trying to get themselves a bit more. And considering the T side we saw previously from Prophecy, I think they're going to want to at least win the half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't. They're playing great. They're shutting down Endpoint at every turn. But of course, 5 rounds already on the board for the UK team. They're pretty strong. Cali, nice little spray goes through. Not a huge amount of damage being done. Just showing that presence. Mighty Max getting sprayed down. Needs to be careful there. He's done no damage, but in return, he's taken half his health. No pushes coming through. Cali still staying on full health. Just even taking a bit of that spray. Finally, it's going to be Imi taking down Cali. And again, Imi doing the damage, but he's going to get taken down through the wall. The headshot comes in. He'll be flaming at that one. I can promise you that. 4 versus 4. Although it does favour the terrorist side, they have no real estate. They're all committed to this A bomb site. But the push coming through from Quicks. The push coming in through Connector. There is no way I see this ending well. Everyone's surrounded. Quicks takes down Cryptix. Mighty Max goes down from behind. The bomb has been dropped. The last 2 players, Pickles and Jess, on their own. No bomb. Nothing to work with. It's over, man. It's over. Pickles will find himself 1 kill. But Quicks from behind. 1, 2. Happy days. Clickety-clack. It's done. It's over.
Yeah, they're having definite problems with rotations at the moment. Just the way that the CTs, when they finally do clear out spots on the map, we see it just happening while these sort of frags are coming in, and they just start rotating. They start taking control, and there's nobody watching the backlines from the T side whatsoever. So it's just nice and easy for them. They can pincer in onto Endpoint, and it looks like they've started to read them quite well in the last few rounds at least. So I'm actually hoping that maybe Endpoint actually speed things up a bit, change the pace. Stop sort of waiting for all this information to be found, and a nice little start from Kolok. Takes the head clean off of Cryptix.
Yeah, lovely bit of play there. Kolok with another one onto Imi, shut him down, and this is the point at which it gets a little bit dangerous. Endpoint, once their morale goes down, and I promise you, you will see this, Mighty Max starts getting less frags. Imi, as the game progresses, he'll slow down, and it's just not a great situation. When all of the morale, all of the spirit is down, Endpoint just don't play well. It's a fact. And right now, it's not looking good. They were 5-0 up. That's now down. Just 1 round, which has been lost. Nice kills coming in. Yeah, absolutely. And they're doing no damage, like you say. They're not getting a huge amount done. Look at their faces. Sullen. Sullen is the word I will use.
Well, they basically need what happened in the previous map, but for their side, they need someone to make a big play, like step up for the team, try and take a round into the hands and go, look, okay, I've done this here. Let's now pick ourselves back up, because that is one of the main ways you get yourself hyped up. We saw that from Calais. The change in the way that Prophecy were playing from that 1 round to the next was ridiculous. Like, they went from being a team that barely looked like they were in the game at all to, okay, they've just stepped up and run away with it. So that's what we're looking for on this T side at the moment. And in the last few rounds, well, as we just saw there, not even a kill. Like, not taking any guns away. And it just means that from Prophecy side, they're going to be like, okay, we've got all of the money. We're set up and ready.
Getting a bit smoky in here. And a little bit smoky. Now, interesting one for you guys at home. You may be watching and you may see these tables that they're on. You may see these tables. They're actually extra big, full-size tables. So everyone has a full-size table. So no matter if you spread out, you know, you sit like me, where you've got everything on different sides of the room. Yeah. These guys have a full table to put their stuff on. So whether they use no space or a huge amount of space, they've got it. Now, tactical timeout has been called.
Yeah, we haven't seen one yet.
And I did check. It's not a 15-minute tactical. It's a 5-minute. I read it wrong. I saw 1 5-minute timeout. I read 15-minute timeout. My bad. I'll admit that. It's a 5-minute timeout that they get.
It's still quite different.
Makes more sense. It's long, but it makes more sense than 15.
That's different to anything I've ever seen, to be honest. So it's normally the sort of 30-second pauses that you get a few of throughout the game, but a 5-minute pause is going to give them a huge amount of time to actually slow down the pace in this game and really take the momentum away from Prophecy, which would be perfect for them. They need to sit down, reset. Okay, where's things been going wrong? I think the main point of contention has to be, okay, we need someone watching our backs. Like, we need, there was multiple times in the last couple of rounds, or at least the last buy round, where not only did they get flanked from Connector, but even after they knew they'd lost that control, 2 players got flanked from long as well. They didn't try and go back and like maybe take the fight to the players they know would be pushing. They tried to then push onto the site even though they didn't have the bomb. So definitely need to sort of switch things up in the next round or 2. Of course, in terms of the money, they're going to be fine to get a buy. They can have the AWP, which although hasn't had much of an impact, I don't know. Maybe they should get the MAC-10 back.
Yeah, maybe it is the Biggie Smalls, because it hypnotizes me. Can't you see? Beautiful kills coming in. This is just a quick replay, quick recap. That from Quicks was well, it was less insane from Quicks and more
How?
pretty crazy from Cryptics. Absolute whiff city. But you know what? Sometimes it happens. Anyway, the game is back live. This is not a replay. That would not make sense. The game is live. Pause is over. They've had a chat. They've had a bit of a chitter. And Imi said, this is what we're going to do. Jake's also said, this is what we're going to do. Coach Jake, of course. Cryptics has been killed. I'm sorry to say. Pickles! He's trying to get some work done, but it's a fluff. They're all going down, dropping like flies, taking 1 versus 2 engagements on all fronts. I don't even know how 3 of them have taken a 1 versus 2 engagement at the same time, but they've managed it anyway. Kolor closes it down. 3K in the round for him on the AWP.
Nice to see they sorted the problem.
Yeah, nice to see they had a good chat about that. They said, right, this is what we're going to do. And then they went, actually, let's just do what we were doing before and die.
Which it's more, again, like, the problem, it's always the problem with tactical pauses in a way is, it's not just one team that gets it. The other team gets that time as well to talk about what they're going to do. And you see it from Prophecy. They go, okay, they're clearly going to be setting up something in this round, so let's just go aggressive. They took control of Connector, 2 players there. They did the same in Water as well. And again, no time for Endpoint to execute. This time, looking like we're back to basics. 4 players over towards the B side, 3 waiting there from the CT side as well. And they're just going to slow walk in.
Yeah, it could be a bloodbath, but Mighty Max opens up nicely. Slap back in with 1. No pressure from short coming in. Beautiful flash. It doesn't matter. Imi is too quick. Luckily, Quick still on the scene. Going to be looking to do damage. Does spray through. Nothing of effect just yet. But he's working his way around. Comes to barrels. Pickles will take his head off as Cali finally tries to trade. He'll find one onto Jess, but the bomb planter goes down. Cryptics not able to get anything through just yet as Cali looking through the smoke. He'll find one underneath as Cryptics will fall. Kolor up in hand now. 1 versus 2. It's all on Imi, but he can't get it done. Cali takes him down, and that's the retake coming in. Cali with a 3K. Lovely work. And again, it looked so good there from Endpoint. It looked beautiful. And then suddenly, someone comes in, they get a kill, and then the rest of Endpoint go, who killed him? Who did it? What was it? And no one says anything. They just go, ah, bloody hell.
2v4, Cali with 3 kills. I feel like I've seen that before.
Yeah, I feel like this may have happened at some other point.
Maybe happened in train. It's looking almost like
maybe they need to do some more training.
Yeah. Someone needs to track their progress.
I like it. I like it. So it's these kind of jokes you can't just overpass. You've got to think about them. Anyway, back into the game. It's 7-5 currently. And looking pretty good for Prophecy. They're happy. AWP is still alive on Kolor. Nothing in reply from Endpoint. No AWP's coming out. Kolor holding down the angle. Will find himself a blind kill. Quicks follows it up onto Imi. And that push instantaneously shut down. Cali comes in with another one. And the push from behind is effective. Nothing is working for Endpoint. Pickles, the last man alive. Mr. Pickles, what can he do? Can he get a kill? We'll see. Maybe.
You'd hope.
Yeah, well, he would. He would.
Fingers crossed.
No.
Never mind.
He's dead. It
looks like maybe just the start is the problems for Prophecy, because or the other way round. Just like something shuts down Team Endpoint and they're just gone. I don't know what keeps going on, but that's the second time we've seen them get to 5 and then they've gone, yeah, that'll do. Just don't know what's going on with them at the moment. Once again, they're going to be back to pistols in this round, so expecting a Prophecy should take this one fairly comfortably. And they have a couple of players now, around sort of $14,000, $16,000.
The point at which, especially this late in the game, economy no longer matters. You've just got to go at it. You've got to get those buys in. You've got to do some damage. Arch just making sure he stays alive. 1 gun is worth more than 1 kill. Keeping it going. Arch just not giving a flip. He's going to take himself 3 easy kills. Jess will find himself the bomb farm, which is good, but there's still 4 players alive hunting him down, and he's not going to get anything done. Cali will finish it off for the final kill. That's going to be 9-5 on the board. Now, the best Endpoint can hope for is a 9-6. Now, let's be honest, this is T-side. It's T-side overpass. If Endpoint can come back on that CT side, put some rounds down early, maybe there's still a chance. There's still a buy round in this half. They can still take a 9-6 score, on which, on overpass on T-side, is nothing to be frowned at. That's still decent.
Yes, it's not to be frowned at if you don't go in 5-0 at the beginning. That's the problem. That's what's going to have them demoralized. If you go at the beginning, okay, would you take a 9-6? Then I don't know. I don't know if they would, but you sort of have to look at it and go, yeah, no, that's not bad at all. Were they juggling weapons there? Yeah, Quicks is juggling an AWP. I like it. He's just going to have 2 weapons in this round because why not at this point?
Well, that's the kind of player Quicks is. He loves a bit of flair. He loves to have a bit of attitude and have a bit of fun with it, really. And that's what he's doing, enjoying himself. Quicks never slow off the mark. Slap going to be holding over towards barrels, taking Archer's normal position. They should expect him to be here. Smoke goes down. Be careful now. Mighty Max pushes forward, looking for the kill, and he's going to find it. Slap goes straight down as Arch tries to trade this one back out. He's having trouble, and he's not going to be able to. Endpoint actually taking the initiative. Colo, the last man alive now. Can he close this out? It's unlikely. He's got an AWP in hand. His angle is being watched, and Imi will take his head off. And the first round in 9 for Endpoint comes in right at the end of the half. Now, going into the second half, at least they've taken that one last round. At least they've given themselves a little bit of a buffer. If they win this pistol round, they're back in. If they don't win this pistol round, it's the same as Train. It could just... Was that a nose pick we just saw? Was that little
I think it might have been a snooze or something like that.
Little itch. Yeah, right. Let him off. I'll forgive him. But yeah, Endpoint is not looking great so far.
Yeah, it's once again one of those situations where you see them start very well, that something seems to just go wrong in one of the rounds and they're gone. Like 9 rounds in a row, and a lot of them were squeaky clean as well from the CT side. They had so much money by the end, and they were even sort of juggling AWPs, and it just got to the point again where you see them going for plays that I feel like if you had a higher level of respect for your opponent, you wouldn't be making. Like, you don't try and normally, at least, take connector control and water control at the same time. Like, to do that, you basically have to be saying, we know we're going to win the aim, Jules, so yeah, why not? And they did, to be fair. They didn't lose a single player while doing that strategy, which
it's outrageous.
It should never happen, especially considering that I'm pretty sure, was it Pickles in that round, was actually holding the angle, waiting for the push. And if you don't at least get one, fair enough if you get traded, fine, but it's just mistake after mistake.
No, exactly. And really, we can't be seeing those mistakes now on CT side. They have to be consistent. Now, they're playing almost exactly the same way that that Prophecy played on their pistol round. Playing back, not playing on the site, just hoping for those early kills. No one really crossing over from short. It's going to be Slap finding the kill onto Cryptics, and straight away, this is tough. Pickles will find one in return, looking for another one to Slap. Can he find it? Yes, just about. So he's going to double up all the way in. But it's still a 2 versus 3. Endpoint, they've said, right, you're getting kills, that means we can die, right? No, you got to get the kills. Mighty Max comes in, takes down one. Jess follows it up onto Quicks now in a 2 versus 1. There is a kit to play with for Mighty Max, and he's going to stick it. He's just going to go straight in for it. There's the kill, but he doesn't realize there's a kit. And it's Mighty Max to win the clutch. A very nice play, and it's going to pay off beautifully for Team Endpoint. They're back in the game, sort of.
Yeah, it's pretty much said if you win both pistols, you should be winning the game. So that is what we're looking at this point. They've now taken the first and the second pistol, going to look to try and converge the round as well. The problem is, obviously, the bomb going down. There's going to be a little bit of extra cash coming in for this T side. Now, we've seen them do a lot of damage already with pistols, so I'm hoping, for the sake of Endpoint, that they can get off to a decent start, because that's one thing that, with Prophecy, okay, they didn't start well, but they did get a load of money and ended up just having buy after buy after buy.
Yeah, and that's where we see Endpoints thrive, is when they have the money, they're able to do it. But even then, Prophecy are coming out with that skill, just throwing in wacky plays, throwing in aggressive plays you just wouldn't expect, and Endpoint aren't expecting, and that's the problem. This is a very B-heavy setup. As soon as they realise this is trouble, well, Emi doesn't care. He's just going to do all the work himself. He may even be on for a 4K here. Nice nade comes in to take him down a few pegs, but Jess will come in to clean it up. Not a fan of that team nade. Come on, be a little bit careful. Have a bit of communication, guys. Get those jaws waggling. But nice play there from Emi. Jess to finish it off, and that's a pretty conclusive round. Now, the bomb plant did go down, so this is going to be the buy-up. There's no free 3 rounds. There's no free three rounds in that one. There's only 2, because Prophecy are onto the buy, and they're still 1 round up. 9-8. Mr. Biz.
Yeah, invest into the AWP straight away, though, onto Imi. Something that had a big impact in the sort of early stages of their CT side on Train. Now, as you said, more passive in terms of his AWPing. He's going to be over towards the B side looking for that early pick, but already, like, rotational AWP, just going to reposition, fall back to another point of the map, maybe go over towards A and just rotate a second player off back towards that sort of B site. In the meantime, the T's, as it was said on the desk, just going to be looking to try and take over portions of the map. They're going to be clearing out this long position. Now, the spot that we currently see play from Jess, I only like if you have an AWP backing it up, which they do. Otherwise, I just feel like it's a one and done, but Imi, he's got to hit this first shot, otherwise his teammate's pretty much dead.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you have that weapon that's not as strong. You have that UMP in play. You want to get it into a position where it can do a bit of damage, but it's also not going to be a risk to your team. You know, if it goes wrong, it's not going to be the end of the world. Luckily, it's going to be the fallback from Prophecy. Good positional control being taken here by Jesp. He's read this situation perfectly, and now he's going to be able to get that quick flank going. Oh, Quick's going to have no idea. He's been heard. Yeah, Jesp has definitely heard that now. Takes him down with a very swift shot. Recovers the AK-47, trades out that UMP, and that is perfect play. Now with a man advantage, going onto that B-bomb site becomes even more challenging, and Endpoint in a great position. All they've got to do now is hit their shots, play consistent, and they should win this. Mighty Max opens it up with one, doubles up. Arch finally takes a trade back in, but it's all on Cali now. 1 versus 3, and Mighty Max lives up to his name. 4 kills in the round. He had a slow start to this one, but he's got himself in, he's done some work, and he's finally fragging. Now that looks like a frustrated face to me. I feel like the head bobbing is angry.
Yeah, the information gathered in that round as well was absolutely massive, because we already saw the CT side. Although it was only 1 kill, they already rotated another player over. They were ready for the hit to come in. They had the late smokes as well, holding on. So, yeah, good stuff in the end from the CT side. Nice read, and they've shut down that early buy, and it's back to pistols for Prophecy.
Yeah, looking good across the board. As Endpoint on to 9 rounds against an eco. They're building up that economy as well. That's what's key. Is Jesp opens up with that AK-47. He stole in the last round, doing some work. The spray is difficult, but he pulls his pistol out. Can't quite get it in as Quicks will finish that one off. Luckily, Imi is in position with the AWP in hand. 1 and 2. That's the bomb dropped. And Cali will get nothing. I don't know about you, but Imi's name is throwing me off a lot. If we could whip that round, please. Probably out.
It's weird as well. I've always found it odd when players don't have their names, because I feel like that's your brand. Why are you not advertising your brand?
Yeah.
This is you as a person. Maybe he just wants to be called Arden from now on.
No, he wants to be called Tactician.
Tactician.
Yeah. Because it's
We'll see.
Tactic, and then his name, Ian. No, seriously, his name is he's not Tactician. Anyway, Frag's coming in. Colo going to open as well. Takes down the man himself, Ian. He's dead. Orp down. Going to be recovered by Jesp, potentially. Yep, he's going to pick it up, but within the same second, he's going to be killed by Colo. Lovely play coming through, just defending that dropped AWP. And now it's a 3 versus 5, with Prophecy 1 round to close the gap and get themselves back into this game. Endpoint, again, they've taken 5 rounds, and suddenly it's become a tad sloppy.
Yeah, Pickles. This is where they have to go aggressive, really. Nice fingers, of course. But, yeah. But this is where the teaser pretty much just read it. They know that there's going to have to be some sort of aggression, because the CT side, they need to get back into the round. They need to find a pick for free, and instead they hand another away. It's not really their fault at this point. After the opening picks, you have to try and get things back. And Arch, well, he's on fire in this round. 2 kills for him, 2 for Colo as well, with that glass cannon AWP. And Mighty Max will go down. Back to flawless rounds for Prophecy, so they keep every single player alive. But CT side in the last few have been making money, so I think they should be absolutely fine getting a buyback.
Yeah, this is a mirror image of what we saw in the first half. 5 rounds on the board, and then an absolute flop. They're not able to get anything done. And Endpoint, I don't understand. They're doing so well, and then they just drop off. It's as if they're getting complacent. I just don't understand. 10-10 now. The buy is back on the board, though, as Imi picks up the AWP. Going aggressive with it, but the flames will knock him out, and they've heard him there. Cali will have heard that retreat as the AWP falls back, pushing straight in afterwards, wasting absolutely no time. He heard him running away. He knows just about what's going on, so as long as he plays it a little bit carefully, he can get himself into a strong position. Over towards the toilets from Connector. Imi still holding his angle down, AWP in hand. I've never heard that before.
Really?
No. I don't hang around toilets.
Well, I disagree with what I've seen today.
I don't know what that means. Well, I do, but... Frags. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah. Don't eat Wagamamas before a cast, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. Or, you know, you're still feeling the effects 3 hours later, I can promise you, everyone. But, you know, I enjoyed it. Other brands of ramen are available. 5 versus 5 still, as the push slowly edges its way towards that A-bomb site. AWPs in hand, Colo and Imi. But so far, no one doing damage. There's 3 players from Endpoint on that B-bomb site. Imi don't rotate as well. I'll be sorely disappointed.
Look at the clock. 30 seconds. Still just, well, T-side leaving this very, very late. They're going to send the fake in. Arch just trying to pull some players away. But this passive hold from the CT side is actually so far not getting anything done. Imi missing a sitter of a shot, and that is going to be the site completely gone. The remaining players, right decision, just save. Retaking the A site and an after plant situation is very, very difficult indeed. But that one kill that he could have got there, that's the difference. That should have been just easy for him.
I don't know how it didn't hit. It looked...
Through his legs, maybe?
Oh, Sam, if we could get a replay of that, that would be lovely, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. Money not looking great for ENDPOINT at this point. Not a huge amount going on. They, of course, have got that 3 weapon save, so they may be able to drop across 2 M4s, but still. So now 11-10 in favour of Prophecy, and if they start running away with this game, and ENDPOINT aren't even able to scrape together 2, it'll be very disappointing indeed. Quicks trying to burn Pickles out, but there isn't enough time left.
He'll just sit in it.
Yeah, he's happy there. Another round going the way of Team Prophecy.
Yeah, and the thing is, the loss bonus is not built up either. So now they really do have a decision on their hands, and they are going to force. They're going to drop UMPs. As we've seen already, they have been able to utilize them. In some of the earlier rounds, it was actually the aggression that worked for them. We saw the push going all the way through long. It just seems that in the last few, the aggression they've attempted has been countered, well, firstly by the AWP and just by the patience of the T side. And I think that could be the difference. They seem a lot more dynamic in their play.
Yeah, and we need to see some more organic, more aggressive play going on. It's going to be Slap working his way over towards long, hoping to find himself an opening. But nothing so far. Of course, no op to play with for Imi this time around. He's going to have to sit back on that UMP. But the amount of work we've seen him do with the SMG so far this game...
He's done more than with the AWP.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he's done a lot of work, Imi. It has to be said. He's really been pulling his team through this one, but it's not been enough. 2 UMPs on the board, 3 rifles to play with, Pickles on the AK-47 as well. This is a very, very key round for the UK team if they want to get themselves back into this one. Cryptix has heard a little bit of murmuring over towards that B-bomb, so he knows something's going on. Something's a bit fishy, but what? That's the question. Colo getting aggressive. This is all going wrong. Imi has to get that kill, and he does. He finds it with the UMP in hand, but don't get over-aggressive now. Imi, fall back, get back to home base. Other brands of homeware and outdoor facilities are available.
Look at the push on B. They're already making their way through. It's going to be Cryptix. Needs to get more than one here. He's going to fall. Rotation is in quickly, though, from Mighty Max. He might be able to get in just before they actually go for that bomb plant. Problem is, there is another player behind him as well. They should know the water isn't clear, but they're just going to plant in the smoke, pushing in, and Kale still gets the kill. Leaves it onto Imi. He's got himself a UMP, no kit, no nades, just has to hope that he can find someone close, and Slap is going to decimate him in the end. Another round on the board for Prophecy, and, well, deja vu.
Indeed, this is not going very well. But what do I know? I'm no expert. I'm no mathematician, nor am I a tactician. How's my predictions going? Well, I predicted it to be 2-0 Prophecy, so very nicely, thank you. Yeah, actually.
It's a good thing we're not recording, so it's fine.
VODs are deleted, mate. There's been a power failure. There's been a power surge. 12-10, and it's an eco for Team ENDPOINT. This should be looking at 13-10 in favour of the international team. Nothing really working this half for Team ENDPOINT, apart from the 5 rounds they took in a row to start it off. 5.
They want.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, 4. Pardon me.
5 if you include.
Well, no, it was 5 in a row.
Of the last half.
Yeah. So I'm right, you're wrong. Just suck it up.
Sure.
Buttercup. Still, it's not looking very good for Team Prophecy. Arch just spraying through, finds a kill onto Imi. I'm sure he'll be upset about that one. But it doesn't matter, because this is going wrong all over the place.
This is them saving their money to get by in the next round. So really all they want to do is maybe get themselves a weapon or 2. That would be the best case scenario. They're not going to do a huge amount of damage over towards Prophecy in this situation, and the T side are just aiming to keep every single gun. That's pretty much all they want to do. However, Jess will be able to find one, and actually there's a chance he could get away here, but Slap holding the angle. Pickles waiting for exits. I don't really know why they'd push in that direction. I feel like, well, it would just be silly considering they've cleared out the rest of the map, but you never know, he might get really lucky.
Well, he'd have to be incredibly lucky to find a kill and survive in this position, but yeah, I think what's he doing? Hold on to the pistol. It's the best he can hope for.
Not give them the $300?
Yeah, I suppose so. Or the $100 if Colo kills him.
Does Arch not have a gun? Oh, he does anyway, never mind. The bomb will get the money.
I don't think that's how it works. I'm not an expert.
Have you ever asked the bomb?
It doesn't have feelings, it's inanimate.
Wow.
Other brands of explosive device are available. Nice kill coming in there from Arch through the smoke to take down Mr. Imi. Of course, this is getting very close to the line. 3 rounds.
Double AWPs.
And Prophecy have 1.
I said this, though, in sort of the pre-game. It's like a lot of the time you see double AWPs on this map when things are going bad. It's normally just like, okay, let's go for a cheese
Or
play.
they've got so much money, so they go, yeah, why not?
Which we saw in the previous half.
Yeah.
But T-side, they're going to speed things up over towards this B-side. And that could be the worst-case scenario, but there are 4. Make it 3 players here, as one of them's already gone. Cryptic's in position, trying to hold on to the site, but it's Slap once again. Double entry, but Mighty Max again. Coming in from behind. Drops one with a bomb. Spraying down, but doesn't quite get it.
That's painful to watch. Kolor taking down Mr. Mighty Max. Now in a 4 versus 2.
Double AWP retake.
Yeah, not going to work out. Save onto them. Go into that 14th round. Try and prevent match point. It's the best they can do at this point. But at least holding on to those 2 AWPs, they'll have an opportunity in the next one unless they're hunted down like dogs. Imi falling off the angle now, leaving it alone. He's scared. He's worried. Oh, goodness.
Oh.
That's the face of a winner. Mighty Max, definitely not feeling it on this one.
Not so mighty right now, is he? He's looking...
medium max.
medium max. Average max.
No, it has to be an M. It has to be alliterated.
Like
they're being obliterated. Here or not. Literally.
Yeah, at this point, maybe.
So 14 rounds on the board now for Prophecy. Team Endpoint struggling. I think it's...
Oh, no.
That's unfortunate. At least it wasn't after time and they weren't teased. Well, it was after time, but at least they weren't teased.
Yeah, at least he doesn't get nothing, but he loses the AWP, which I feel like is, again, it's just right at the end of the round. You're already in a bad position for that to happen. I wonder if his face is now down as well. But in fact, well, Jesp's now going to be playing the AWP. He kept his, so he's going to keep it as well into this next round, not throwing it over to the AWPer for the team, which may mean he's going to go for something a little bit more aggressive. He is taking the peek into middle, but looking like they're just going again, just, okay, B site works. Maybe let's keep going B.
Yeah,
the plow.
Sure. I mean, I guess that might work, but it's just nothing seems to work at the moment. They have got the AWP on Jesp. That's it. The push coming in. This could be really dangerous. Cryptics and Pickles both close, but Slap again with the opening. It's a 2-for-2 trade, which is fair enough. But going on to this bomb site, Mighty Max has to come in large, and he won't. Kolor takes him out of the equation. It's a 3 versus 2. Jesp and Arden. I mean, Imi. I mean, he's dead anyway. What does it matter? Jesp, the last man alive. The AWP saved. A nice little shot coming through there onto Kolor. But there are still 2 players left to kill. The nades rain in. Although Jesp has a Molotov of his own, he's been Molotoved. And there's the kill. Arch takes him down. It's match point on the board for Team Prophecy. This is their first official match ever. This is the first time they've played together as a team against another team in an official capacity. That didn't really need breaking down, did it? But you know what, I'll do it for the fans.
For the very, very slow, slow of you out there who couldn't work out what that meant.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's only been like pistol, follow-up, a couple of rounds, and that's all they managed to do. And the 1 round that they got at the end of the last half.
Well.
So yeah, it is looking... Well, you have to wonder, like, okay, what if Prophecy start winning pistols? Like...
Yeah.
They could be pretty scary in this sort of series, in the tournament. But either way, it's not over just yet. There's still the potential for the comeback. AWP onto Jesp once again. Already Imi is going to go down. And Prophecy have barely even moved. They're just waiting. Yeah. They're pretty much just playing for the fact that they know Endpoint are going to go for aggressive plays now. They're at the point of no return.
Yeah, the winner takes it all. The loser standing small.
I think that's me in this situation.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
looking up for you, but not out of choice.
No one's making you do it, right? You can look somewhere else. Yeah, it's not looking good. Imi already down. Mighty Max going to fall as well. Nothing coming in. And really, this round is a very good reflection on how the rest of the game has gone. It's a bad start for Endpoint going into this Elite Series, and I'm sure the analysts will break it down a little bit more depth.
But start in the maps.
Yeah. But they're not winning. If you're not winning... Well, you're a loser. and they're going to have to come back next week and really show that they mean business. Cali just running around getting frags. He's literally just running around getting frags. He doesn't give a monkeys about who's in his way or what they might do.
Oh.
Nice shot from Jess, gives his position away. That's the last man.
That's the epitome of this. This is the epitome of the game right now. Eventually gets closed out. Not a good showing in the end. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty happy with how that went because my prediction was bang on.
No, it was a good prediction. And yeah, disappointing stuff.
I wouldn't be rubbing
this
this in if you weren't so cocky at the beginning.
Well,
but now I saw.
the fine line
feel
between
obliged.
cocky and confident, and I am.
And
neither.
You're wrong.
I am neither. I'm just stupid. Interesting game. It's not gone the way of
there are positives though, like in terms of
good
pistols getting themselves started. They got economy going with the SMGs. They seem to be doing great. It's just when they get into the buy rounds, that's where we really need to see the work put in from Endpoint, and that's definitely something. If you can get those starts going, that's something you can definitely work on as a team. So
yeah. So I mean, we've touched on it a little bit, but I'm sure that the boys in varied colours will break it down for us more. Tom D, take it away.
Cheers, buddy. Boys in various colours. Yes, we are in various colours, but let's talk about the match that we just saw between Prophecy and Endpoint. It got closer in that second map, and but just in the end, Prophecy just showed that they were the sort of better side today.
It started off quite well for Endpoint. Obviously, they picked up first 5 rounds, but then it goes 9-5 the other way, which, you know, they paused it, thankfully. I mentioned that they did pause it.
Yeah.
Didn't help, obviously, but it's good that they're seeing signs of, you know, improvement along the way. It's just slowly getting adjusted, and it did look better.
Yeah, Harold and Tom Biz were talking about better ability in the buy rounds. So can you just break that down for people back home?
Well, basically, obviously, when you start off, you have the pistol round, and then when you win that pistol round, your opponents have lost that pistol round, so you have more money than your opponents. And that's when you normally see that the team that won the pistol round buy submachine guns and are up against unarmoured opponents that only have pistols, and then you should build on that advantage. Opposition team then basically save as much as they can so that you go into the 4th round with both teams having rifles. And in fact, because Endpoint won both pistol rounds, it basically almost guaranteed them 6 rounds throughout that game in the bag, because you win the pistol round, you win the next 2 in theory, as long as you don't mess it up, and they didn't. So when you look at the final score, which I believe was 16-10, 6 out of 10 of Endpoint's rounds were essentially thanks to the 2 pistol rounds they won, which meant they only won 4 actual gun buy rounds, you know, when you've got the big weapons to actually work with, which is really the bread and butter of Counter-Strike. So fundamentally, there were problems in that department.
So how can they improve it, SEO? How can they go away from today, not drop their heads? I mean, they're still in the tournament. There's another 8 weeks to go. I mean, how do they keep themselves motivated? How do they improve on their faults today?
Well, the motivation is clearly just the fact that it's a league. At the end of the day, this result doesn't actually matter that much until you're at the latest stages. What they can do is simply just look at the game, look at exactly what they've done wrong, and then come back next week hopefully stronger.
I mean, and let's talk about Prophecy. That first opportunity really to play as a team, they look pretty strong.
Yeah, definitely. I expected much more of a mixed vibe from them, to be honest with you, but you know, they showed independently as players that they were actually able to do whatever they wanted. Like Colo out with the AWP, he was so confident, it's unreal.
Yeah, and obviously we're in next matchup, match 3 today, which we're very excited about, is going to be Infused versus Envious. Envious, Boys in Blue, excited about to watch them. Prophecy, based on how we didn't know too much about them, could they give the other teams a run for the money? Could they potentially win this? I mean, is that the sort of form that we saw from them today?
I think based off of what we've seen so far, you can obviously tell that Prophecy definitely have a lot of talented individuals in their lineup. I think when they end up facing someone who's more like a Method, it'll be interesting to see how they do against them, because I think in terms of the UK teams, Method are probably the strongest team at the event at the moment. But again, these guys are going to be practicing from now until next week. The chemistry is going to constantly be improving, regardless of the fact that they are a new team. So, yeah, I definitely think that they will be able to give Envious Academy a run for their money. And let's bear in mind that even though we have got the Boys in Blue here, it is still their Academy team. And similar to Prophecy, we don't have much information about the Academy team as well. If it was a real Envious team, I think it would be an obvious answer. But I think the next BO2 is going to help us learn a lot more about the Envious Academy team as well.
Well, we'll take exactly what you just said, because we can put that straight now to Quicks himself. So welcome down from the winning team, Prophecy. Oh, the swagger. Come and stand next to me on this side, buddy. Quicks, lovely to have you in. You caught up with Yasmin before the matchup. How was the match itself?
Yeah, it was really great. Like, we played well. We got, I guess, 2 bad starts. They were up 4-0 and 5-0, I guess, and then we like did a lot of comebacks, like back and forwards. Train was like straight up, and overpass was like back and forwards. So it was really good matchup.
Now, we were discussing, obviously, your team play. You hadn't had many opportunities where you performed as a team. Some individual, incredible skills that were going on. But in the end, you look like a really solid team. And will this help you to potentially win the tournament?
Yeah, like we feel really confident about this lineup. We have practiced like 4 days, I think. And yeah, with this result, I think we can beat a lot of teams in here. So we're really happy about the lineup. I think we can go far.
Brilliant. And from the play today, the sort of errors that you want to sort of take out of your game, what ones would you sort of go away from now and start working on?
Ooh, get a good start, I guess. Get a good start. That's important in Counter-Strike. Like, it gives you momentum, but we broke their momentum. So it was good to. Now we have to get a good start instead of have a bad start and break their momentum. So maybe get the momentum in the start instead.
And we're going to have a look at some of the action now from the match. Talk us through this, guys.
Well, Collar, I think, you'd agree he was absolutely phenomenal on both maps. And what more does he bring to the team, obviously, other than his AWPing ability?
Talent. Like, I don't know, we're not old team, but compared to him, we're kind of old. So it brings motivation, a lot of motivation. We want to build his personality. It's in the start of the career, so we want to do him good.
Yeah.
So he's insane. He's insane.
Yeah, we could see that.
One thing I was wondering, when ENDPOINT paused at 5-0,
Yeah.
5-5, sorry.
5-5, yeah.
Yeah. What were you expecting from them? Like, were you expecting some sort of like push or sort of aggressive play, or was it?
We actually didn't talk about what they were gonna do. We just figured out what we were gonna do. So we actually never spoke what they were gonna do.
Yeah,
We
just kept in your own game. Yeah.
So we did our own game, yeah.
That's good.
And I have to ask, Quicks, and I don't know if our cameras will allow this, but do you put your performance today, how well it went, down to your snazzy trainers? I don't know if you can get a slight shot of these bad boys. Look at these! That's absolute. Are these the lucky trainers that you wear?
Yeah, I guess I will choose. I have a lot of them, so I will choose different each time. So next time we'll see them new.
We'll be able to determine your mood based on your trainers.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're going to go and celebrate now
Yeah.
for that victory. What does one do for Team Prophecy?
How we're gonna celebrate?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna see London, I guess, and maybe go out. Kind of late.
I love that. Well, listen, don't lose that motivation. Quicks, for the winning Team Prophecy, what we're going to do right now is take a little break before we come back and we have our third matchup today, the fantastic Envious versus Infused. Don't go anywhere.